We'll go on to the next question. You, sir.
My name's Steven. I'm a junior, and my question's for Will McAvoy. Do you consider yourself a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent?
I consider myself a New York Jets fan, Stephen.
Since it's been brought up, you've almost religiously avoided stating or even implying a political allegiance. Is that because, as a news anchor, you feel the integrity of your broadcast would be compromised?
That sounds like a good answer. I'll take it.
There was a short piece on Vanity Fair's website by Marshall Westbrook. You probably saw it, where he calls you the Jay Leno of news anchors. You're popular because you don't bother anyone.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Jealous of the size of Jay's audience.
Are you willing to say here tonight whether you lean right or left?
I voted for candidates run by both major parties.
Let's move on to the next question.
Stopping it there, and welcome to Mika Reaction Reviews. We're reacting to things on the internet, same day, same shirt, different video. And today we are reacting to a clip from Newsroom. I've actually saw this years ago when it first went viral. The show itself, the series, I actually really enjoyed it. I think it's a good series. If you've never seen Newsroom, you should probably give it a watch. I remember when I first saw it, I remember having a very emotional reaction to it. Like, oh my God, he's so speaking facts. He's so amazing. He's speaking to the man, and feeling very proud of what he says in this video, because he goes into this long monologue, if you don't know, about whether America is great or not great, right? And I decided to return to it because I wanted to see if I had the same sort of bleeding heart feeling I first initially had when I first watched it years ago. Now that I'm, I don't know, a little bit more educated about things, I want to see if I feel the same way. Because I had a feeling that maybe, I don't know, they pulled the sort of progressive, emotional, manipulative language thing. But I'm not sure, because I haven't seen it again. But I'm wondering if I will agree with him this go around. But right off the bat, asking somebody about their political affiliation as a news anchor is crazy to me, because it doesn't matter. That's why a news anchor or a journalist really should never come out and say, this is my political standing, this is my political ideology, because what does it matter when it comes to your job, which is supposed to be, as a reporter, as a journalist, is to just tell the news in a neutral and unbiased way as much as possible. We know that's not the case anymore, but that was supposed to be the case. Or the case was supposed to be that you're speaking for the little guy. You're speaking for the working class. You are on their side. But that was when journalists and reporters were a part of the working class. That's the families that they come from. That's the communities they came from. We've seen this in a clip with Bill Maher when he talks about it.
Suddenly people who wanted to become famous, who wanted to be a big deal, who wanted to have high status, they started considering becoming journalists. By the 80s and 90s, journalists were much more affluent, more liberal than Americans overall.
It's these liberal elites who have these, vanity morals that they often impose on the working class, things like defund the police, that actually hurts working class Black Americans more than anybody else. 81% of Black Americans oppose it. I mean, who bore the brunt of the lockdown burdens? It was the working class.
Yes.
Rich people sat at home and they turned being at home into a virtue when actually it was a sign of economic privilege.
Right.
But now, as you can see, journalists or anchor people were held as celebrities. That's why they're here now talking to these university students, because they're seen as celebrities, they're seen as someone important instead of someone who just tells the news, right? I don't know if journalists or anchormen are the same thing, to be completely honest, or if their job is technically the same. Like anchor people, job is just to report their journalism, and journalists' job is just to collect the data and the information to give to the people again in an unbiased, objective, unfiltered manner. Of course, again, that's not really the case anymore. So in some regards, if it's like a war journalist or someone who's really put their life on the line to get the truth, then yeah, they should be held in high respects. But if you're just a talking head on TV, then who the fuck are you? You're just reading a script at the end of the day. But anyway, I'm talking enough. We're going to get back into it. But before you do, for that type of videos, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell to get the notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And if you'd like to support the channel even further, you can donate. My PayPal mail link is in the description box below and also in the comment section. Of course, it helps, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, and subscribe. Another great way to support the channel is either join my brand new membership program, different levels, different tiers, different perks, or you can visit my brand new merch shop. Links down below. And if you like, you can super thanks. Other than that, sit back, relax, and continue to enjoy this video. All right, here we go.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore, and this is for all three of you. Can you say in one sentence or less what... you know what I mean. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Diversity and opportunity.
Lewis?
Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Will?
The New York Jets.
No, I'm going to hold you to an answer on that. What makes America the greatest country in the world?
Well, Lewis and Sharon said it. Diversity and opportunity and freedom and freedom. You don't look satisfied.
I want a human moment from you. What about the people? Why is America
Not the greatest country in the world, Professor. That's my answer.
You're saying...
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of our paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always? Hey, and with a straight face, you're gonna tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yosemite? Sure used to be. We stood up for what was right. We fought for moral reasons. We passed laws, struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged wars on poverty, not poor people. We sacrificed. We cared about our neighbors. We put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chest. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured diseases, and we cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy. We reached for the stars, acted like men. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel inferior. We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy. We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed by great men, men who were revered. First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one. America is not the greatest country in the world anymore. Enough?
Alrighty then. Okay, do I feel the same way I felt when I first saw this, monologue when it first went viral? Not necessarily. I didn't necessarily have the same cry, but I still agreed with a lot of it, to be completely honest, which is surprising. I honestly thought I bet it was just a bunch of stupid emotional filler word, and I was just too young to understand that. Some stuff I agree with and some stuff I disagree with. Yes, a lot of countries have a lot of freedom, and on your everyday, it very much feels that way. But not every country has all the same amount of freedoms as America, and a lot of countries have a lot of less freedoms. But the countries you mentioned, yes, right? But they don't have absolute freedom of speech, and honestly in America that is decreasing, so you can kind of say maybe we're getting to the point where we're equal on that, unfortunately. But even places here like India, for the most part, when you walk around you don't feel like there's less freedom, but they're not necessarily allowed to assemble. I'm not sure if it's against the law or not, but if they start to protest and the government decides they don't want them to protest anymore, they'll just go break it up. And they cut off the internet so the people can't communicate anymore to tell them where to go protest or where to gather or where to assemble. You don't really necessarily have that in America. You're allowed to assemble. You're not going to get cut off or intersected by the cops to cut off your internet access to communicate with your fellow comrades or whatever. But I get what he's saying, that on an everyday basis, it doesn't feel like you are lacking any other types of freedom than any other Western countries, but there is a lack. There is a bit of a difference. Again, it's slowly eroding in America, but it is a difference. I understand what he's saying as a whole, that it's not like every other country is shackled in chains and America is the only one that can sort of thrive and live and feeling like they're living in a world of freedom, feeling like the illusion of whatever, right? Most people feel that way in developing countries or whatever country. I don't know if all those statistics he ran off are true. I would assume they're close to being true, and maybe now even worse because this was years ago. I don't know how long ago it wasn't that long ago, but it was years ago. The whole like illiteracy rate being down, the infant immortality rate being the highest. If that's all true, then that does make America look bad. I was surprised at some of the things he said because, like, in my opinion, when I watched the show, he came off a bit more of a progressive. But the stuff that he said then was be seen as problematic today. Even when he talked about when men were men, right? Or when he even said, America was built off the backs of great men. Like using that terminology would be seen as problematic today. But I agree with him that where men could be men, where we had real morals and values, when what we voted for wasn't attached to our identity, and we weren't judged so harshly about it. That is such a thing today, which is so sad, where people are scared to even say who they voted for because they don't want to lose family and friends. That wasn't always a thing. And I think that is such a big downfall of the West of America. A lot of progressives see it as a good thing. A lot of young Gen Zers will even say being apolitical is a racist or patriarchal privileged stance where you have to be political, everything has to be political, but I think it was destroying this country, to be completely honest. When you helped your neighbor, when you didn't, you had a war against poverty, not a war against the poor. I would say now the war is against the people. Some things were subjective, like, America had the great artists. I mean, there's been a lot of amazing artists that comes out of many different countries and cultures, so I think that will be objective. So he said a lot of stuff, most stuff I agreed with, and some stuff whatever. I'm not sure, especially all the statistics because I didn't look them up. But if they are true, then yeah, that's bad. My thing is, as someone like me who's lived outside of the States for a little over 7 years, I've seen both. And I think people would do really well of themselves to get out of their bubbles. I think a lot of progressives and liberals and young people would do very well of traveling to other countries so they can see how privileged and how progressive America actually is. One of the most privileged countries on this planet, right? And I think conservatives, traditionalists, and Republicans would do well visiting other countries to realize you can learn a lot from other countries. A lot of other countries, even if they've been labeled developing, can teach America some stuff. So I think every person on whatever political aisle or tribe you're on would benefit from traveling, to be completely honest. And so I personally don't think America is the best country in the world. I think America is the best in some aspects, and I think America is astonishingly great in some aspects, and I think America is the leader in a lot of aspects. When it comes to technology, when it comes to innovation, when it comes to invention, when it comes to finding cures, when it comes to science and medicine, when it comes to tech, when it comes to even progressivism like equality, I think America tops it. But you have to ask yourself, why are so many people miserable in the States right now or in the West? Why is mental health skyrocketing? Why are so many people dealing with depression and anxiety? Why are so many men offing themselves and dealing with the loneliness epidemic? Why is there an obesity crisis in America? America takes up most of the pharmaceuticals and the psychotropic pharmaceuticals. America takes up most of the antidepressants consumptions, right? So I think there's so many issues in America right now. I think there's so many problems that to sit there and say that America is the best country, I think is arrogant, and I think is ignorant, and I think you're missing the problem. And I think you're missing the point. If you can't look at the problem, if you can't look at what's broken, then it's never going to get fixed and it's just going to keep getting worse. And maybe this is just a cycle that America's on. There is no country that stays at the top. So maybe America does need to fall on its face and humble itself a little bit so it can fix its issues. The diet is fucking terrible. Americans eat crap. If you really look into processed food, chemicals that have been banned and illegal and been told as they're not for human consumption is in American food. Big Pharma is killing Americans, allegedly, right? The obsession and the addiction to social media and technology. The fact that Americans are so lazy that they think having everything at the end of their fingertips and a push of a button is a good thing. Because a lot of people who think America is the greatest country ever always talks about that, like, oh, you can push your button and the car can park for you. No, that's making you lazy. Making everything so efficient and easy and quick, fast, makes you lazy. Shortens your attention span so you can't even learn. Our school system is trash. The public school system in America is fucking trash. The books are so extremely outdated. There are kids in developing countries that come and transfer to American universities and graduate at the top of the class. The family structures are completely and utterly eroded, and people are just constantly fucking mad, frustrated, and angry that it's fucking up the minds of America and young people. So no, I don't think America is the greatest country ever. I think America does amazing in a lot of fucking ways, and I am so happy and so proud and so privileged to have been born in America. But I am not trying to get back there anytime soon. I talk about America a lot because I want the best for my country, for sure. But for my own sake, for my own happiness and peace of mind, I'm staying where I am. Plus, America still has a big trickle-down effect. So whatever goes on there trickles down to all the other countries that I visit. So I want that to also stop. At least, at least the bad stuff. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think of this video. Do you approve of what he said? Do you think it was a crock of shit? Let me know in the comment section below. Have you seen the show? If you haven't, you should go see it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Click that button to get notifications when I do upload. All that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And please support the channel even further. You can donate. My PayPal link is in the description box below and also in the comment section. Of course, it helps, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, and subscribe. Another great way to support this channel is either join my brand new membership program, different levels, different tiers, different perks, or you can visit my brand new merch shop. Links down below and links to all of the eternal platforms I'm on. My socials, including my Twitter, all the ways to support me and all the ways to contact me for business is always in the links down below. And if you like, you can super thanks. I also have a second travel vlog channel. I travel as a lifestyle. I live abroad. If you'd like to know where I am in the world, you can go to the description box below, also in the comment section. Hit the link, go subscribe to my travel vlog channel, and or follow me on my travel Instagram. My stories is usually what's most up to date, and you guys have an amazing day. Bye!